is in love with two different people at the same time. And I think there are definitely people who have opinions about whether or not that is a thing that can happen, or if this is just somebody who is selfish. We do have the man card. Doesn't mean that it has to be a man, but I do feel like this is indicating we have someone who knows they have to do something. They can't just be over here like, oh, I'm in love with two different people. Gosh, that's crazy. This could be like an ultimatum or somebody who's saying you have to make a choice. You can't keep both. And that might make them just a little bit uncomfortable. Like, oh no, I didn't think I would have to make a choice. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope your day is going well so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. We do have a members only live stream for the folks that are in the stars and the towers tiers tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central. I hope you can make it. Hello, James. Hello, April. Hello, Idris. How we doing? Oh, I hope work is going well for you, April. Hello, Rachel. I think that's a good approach, Rachel. All right, what should we start with? We're going to go with the Black Tarot. What else do we have? Six of Pentacles or Six of Spheres in the reverse. And the Ten of Cups. Yeah. So we have a person who has been giving to two different connections and realizing that at this point they have to like choose a direction. They cannot continue to flirt with both individuals. Maybe because someone's discovered what's going on, or maybe they just have like commitment to integrity and they feel like now is the right time to make a choice. Hello, Sandra. I hope you're having a good day. I have, yes, gotten messages from folks who've passed over. And in case you're new, I do start with a general reading for about the first 30 to 35 minutes. We're about 3 minutes in. And then after that general reading, I do personal questions with priorities or priority to those who tip or donate. Hello, Christina. Hello, Javier. How we doing? We've got the Two of Spheres, which is the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Swords in the reverse, and the Hierophant. Yeah. Dealing with two people. We had card number 22, which is a card about choices. And now we have the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. So they have to make a choice, and their morals or principles are like screaming at them. Like you're going to cause a pretty big problem for yourself if you don't make a choice or have a serious conversation, right? Justice in the reverse, Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Really? Okay, so this feels to me like we've got somebody who has lost interest. So yes, they are dealing with two different people, but there's someone that they feel like the more they've gotten to know this person, the more they question why they are close to them. It's kind of like a... James, were you even the one who told me this? That a crush is just someone that you don't know well enough yet. Like the more you find out, the less likely you are to have that crush on them. This is like I got excited or very attracted to you. I wanted to get to know you. We went on a few dates, but then now it's like, bleh. And maybe they can't really qualify what happened or describe what happened, But yeah, this is someone who feels like they have to make a choice, and possibly it's because they're starting to realize that they do have a preference for one of the two. Will my obligation to my situation be taken care of? Let me add that for you, James. Will my obligation to my situation be taken care of? Awesome. I've got that for you, James. Appreciate you. Hey, what's up, funny? How's your day going? I hope it's going well. We've got the Empress in the reverse. Three of Cups in the reverse. Ten of Wands. So I was interested in both of these individuals and going out on dates or, you know, getting to know both of them. And then one is like coming to a screeching halt because there is some questionable behavior or something that is said that is quite offensive or betrays a lack of compassion. With the Empress being in the reverse and the Three of Cups in the reverse, we could potentially have someone who's getting upset because one of the people they've been seeing is also dating around. But it seems more likely to me that this is someone who feels like, with the Three of Cups in the reverse, a lack of support. Like, if I were in a relationship with you, I don't feel like you would be rooting me on if I was up for a promotion, or I don't feel like you would travel with me for a family obligation. You'd be like, nah, I won't play video games at home by myself instead. Doodles. Like, there's something that is not serious about this connection, or that feels kind of hollow about this person's affection towards you. Again, this could be someone else, right? You could be the person that they're saying, I want to be with this person, or I want to be with him or her. Or you could be the person that they're like, not for me. But wherever you are in this story, we have somebody who's realizing, I think I need to have a conversation and end that connection because I'm really more interested in this person over here. Hello, Godson. How are you doing? Hello, Pierre. I hope you're having a good day. Ooh, is that the three-headed dog? That's entirely possible, Kay Garrett. And I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Skemmy. Hello, Vin. Hello, Key Controller. What's up? All right, what else do we have? Eight of Cups and the Four of Spheres or Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, I'm ready to walk away from one person and be like more exclusive or be serious, maybe even be in a committed relationship with this other person. I feel like it's clear to me now who I get along with, or I feel like I've gotten to know this other person well enough to determine that we're not really that compatible. And I want to like focus on this one person. So Eight of Cups and Four of Spheres or Four of Pentacles in the reverse. This is like a breakup or a letting go. I don't even know if I want to say as serious as a breakup because I don't really get that this is somebody who's cheating. I feel like they've been pretty direct in the fact that they've been seeing multiple people, trying to figure out what they want. But now they want to focus on one. Yeah, Three of Wands. They're taking action to redirect their energy on one versus two. Strength and the Prince of Swords or the Knight of Swords. Yeah. I know who I'm really interested in. I know who I could see myself being in a long-term relationship with. And I want to communicate that to both parties so that there's no confusion, right? Hello, Angelica. How are you doing? I like your username. Yes. Please don't call me baby. I'm probably older than you. Five of Pentacles. Princess of Wands or Page of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. My intuition is telling me that it's time to communicate with this person, that I'm no longer interested. They might be a little bit upset because I'm putting them in this Five of Pentacles. You know, sorry, no contact. I guess we're done here. There's no chemistry. Sorry. Nothing else to like really talk about. They're following their intuition, feeling like it's time to pursue a serious relationship. Hello, Helio. How are you doing? Isn't it always a multi-path problem? Thank you, Paul. I most definitely am not 25. Hello, Terrence. I hope you find that, Terrence. And Kurt Dizzle, normally I would be irritated and like block you, but I admit that I think it's kind of hilarious that you said that. I'm extremely mature, in case you didn't know that. Hello, Scammy. Thank you for the tip. Am I going to find a connection I've been longing for in the upcoming months? In upcoming months. Awesome. I've added that for you, Scammy. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. All right. So we have the Eight of Swords, and it makes me feel like I'm watching, I don't know, like an 80s video game glitch out or something. The Eight of Swords is about somebody who feels stuck. Or someone who feels like they don't see what's going on. Oh, okay. So here's the little heads up. Let's say that you are, in fact, the person who has to make this choice and feels like it's time to communicate. I'm not really seeing a future with this connection, but I do with this one. This is saying, be clear. Don't just use some, like, I don't know, like light touch way of saying I'm not interested. Like, it's just not a good time. Okay, see you later. You're going to have to be clear with this person. And you don't have to be like, I feel like you smell like rotten eggs and I didn't realize that you were going to fart so much. Kerdizzle and I have been talking about it. We really do think that maybe you've got a problem. We're not talking about you like straight up insulting this person, okay? You know, all she could come up with was that I fart a lot. Isn't that weird? There's probably better reasons that you have, because it seems to me like this is a lack of compassion. Someone who maybe wasn't interested in being kind to animals, and you have a big soft spot for animals. Or maybe this is someone who doesn't want kids and you want kids. There's something here where you're like, well, it just doesn't work, you know? It doesn't work. But this is saying you move forward with a long-term relationship with someone, or someone moves forward with a long-term relationship with you. And it's not super clear to that third party, that other person. It's like they're just kind of like a hanging chad. They're just like waiting for something else to happen instead of feeling like they have clarity around what's going on with that connection. So the Seven of Cups is in the reverse because it's like, you got to be real clear. Again, we're not out to like hurt people's feelings, but rip the band-aid off. I'm sorry, I don't feel any chemistry here, or you know what? I was hoping that I would feel a little bit more excited about this connection, but I'm just not sure if we have that chemistry, or maybe we're just not a great match. You're gonna have to be pretty clear about whether or not there's any future potential with you and this person, or they might get a little bit confused and feel like you owe them a conversation, or feel like if they wait a little bit, then maybe in 6 months you're going to want to have some additional dates. The Fool in the reverse. I'm not trying to say this person is dumb, because that's not the point. I'm just saying you got to kind of lay it out clearly for them, and I think it's because they like you. It's because they want you to want them. So if you are like, I don't really want you right now, they're going to focus on the right now part, not the you don't want them. So you kind of have to be a little bit more deliberate and clarify. You don't necessarily have to say, I'm in a relationship with someone else. Maybe you aren't yet. You don't necessarily have to say, I like someone better than you, because that's not always effective either. But if you know that this is somebody that you have a pretty significant difference in terms of how you see your life playing out, that seems like a reasonable thing to say. I've really enjoyed getting to know you, but if you're interested in having children and I'm not, seems like I would be blocking you from something pretty significant that you want to have, be a part of your life. This is like, you got to make it clear for this person, or your person has to make it clear for your romantic rival that they have chosen you, or that there is no future here. Judgment and the Queen of Pentacles. Because we do have somebody who's saying, basically, I want to have an exclusive relationship. And there could be some drama. There could be some toxic BS that you don't really need to deal with if the rejection isn't clear. If the communication around what's being chosen is just kind of like, you know? It's not easy, okay? It's not easy to look at someone and be like, I don't like you like that. Sometimes you have to do it. You could probably sound way cooler than how I just did, though, okay, you guys? Don't use my scripts. Hello, Erin. How are you doing? Erin, I blame Kerdizzle. It's not my fault, okay? Kerdizzle started it. Hello, me too. Hello, Jazz. What's up? Hello, Fast Felon. What's going on with the penguins? Hello, MTM. I hope your day is going well. Hello, Barbie. This is the Morgan Greer, by the way. So we have the World and the reverse. The King of Swords. And the Nine of Wands in the reverse. If you let this kind of linger, then this is going to be somebody who's just kind of like waiting. Like, okay, when are you going to call me? When are you going to text me? You still want me, right? How long do I have to wait? Like another week? I can do that. I could play some video games. I could like reorganize my closet. How much longer do I have to wait? You know, nobody likes waiting. It's like if you have to sit on a plane on a tarmac for 4 hours, I would get pretty stabby. Like, I thought we were headed towards a particular purpose here, and instead we're just sitting here. What, for the Bloody Marys? I don't think so. I don't think so. So, clear communication avoids some drama, and maybe even a little bit of, you know, confusion over, you know, are you messing with my mind? Are you manipulating me? Because I do feel like there's an attempt to make, like, to approach this correctly. This is what I want. I'm going to break things off with this person because I want this to be exclusive. But if you start a relationship and then a third party comes around and is like, hey, I've been waiting for you, what's up? Like, aren't we still a thing? That might be a pretty awkward start to your relationship, or it might not last very long to begin with, right? Thank you, Rachel. Yes, Skimmy, it says MTV, and I think there's flowers and mushrooms. Oh, you're so welcome, Erin. And the Ace of Cups. I know that I'm falling in love with this person, so I want to focus on that. I want to be, you know, fully present or engaged in that connection, even though I might have had, you know, a good time on a date with that person. I don't really see that as being a long-term connection. Knight of Swords in the reverse. Four of Cups in the reverse, and the Hierophant. On the other hand, we've got the love interest that the, See, I feel like the King of Swords is the person who is not the chosen lover. The person who is like, well, are we or aren't we? And I feel like the Hierophant is the person who's making the decision, right? I want to be exclusive with this person, so I really feel like the nice thing or like the respectful thing to do would be to communicate this is not going to go anywhere. They want to have this conversation with the person, that the King of Swords, and make it clear that that's not going forward before they have a conversation with you about things being serious. Because if they don't do things in the right order, they're going to look like a jerk. Didn't you just ask me if we could be exclusive and now there's somebody knocking at your door? That's weird. Saying that you're supposed to like meet up or something? Hey now, Key Controller. Maybe you just don't remember MTV in the good old days. I think it started to go downhill with Carson Daly. Sorry, Carson, if you're seeing this, but I'm just going to blame you for the whole thing. Or we could maybe blame the VJ named Jesse. I think that's what his name. No, it's Carson Daly for sure. Hello, Vic. How are you doing? I cannot see you, at least not in the regular way. I see the energy. Did I say hello to Carla? I hope I did. All right, so we have the Emperor, the Eight of Swords in the reverse, and the Eight of Cups. I don't know, this seems pretty positive. I feel like we have someone who has to make a choice in love. They realize what they want or who they want, and it's made all the more clear by the other person kind of coming through as not very trustworthy or not very compassionate. And so their decisiveness, it's like it gets easier for them. So the Emperor is the Hierophant, and they're saying, yes, this is what I want. They want this Queen of Pentacles. Does not need to be a woman, and the Emperor does not need to be a man. All right, let's get a few. We'll go with the Love Oracle. Hello, Somai, how are you doing? Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing. It means a lot to me. Hello, David. How are you doing? Memories, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet, and time. Waiting, cycles, and moments. Peace, balance, harmony, and friendship. This feels like a conversation saying, I know that we've had some good times, you know, maybe you've gone on a few dates, but you feel like the time has kind of run its course with this person. You or your person. And so we have friendship here. It's like, you know, we could be friends, but I don't know that I see anything beyond friends. Is that, like, would you rather just reject me as a human completely, or would you like to be a friend? Hello, Eddie. How are you doing? I I know. Don't you feel sorry for them, Aaron? Broken, shattered, heartbroken, and destroyed. Twin flame, mirroring shared feelings and reflections. And cloudy judgment, illusions, unbalanced and distorted. For some of you, you're rejecting your twin flame who has not healed, and you're choosing a new love instead. For others of you, this twin flame card is about the shared feelings. The person that you feel deeply for also feels deeply for you. The problem is there is somebody here who had expectations of a relationship that's walking away empty-handed, kind of like this is a reality television show. There is someone who is broken because they feel like or felt like they were going to end up with you, but apparently not. The girl with the flowers. So these guys, is that what you're talking about? I think pretty run-of-the-mill Day of the Dead decorations. And I feel like I got these guys from I can see it in my mind. I think it was just like a Halloween Express store. But some of you already know, like I love skeletons. Adore skeletons. That's why this guy's up here. I draw skeletons. So yeah, there's probably always going to be a presence of them in my house. So thank you for the tip on that. I'm going to just put a little star next to your name and do a longer reading for your question that I've got written down. Yes, I can do that. That's cool, Erin. All right, what else do we have? Shallow, hollow, empty, boredom, and beginnings, try again, new direction, start over, and past life, deja vu, repeated patterns, karmic lessons. You're over someone from your past that you probably had multiple cycles with. You have let this person go because they have demonstrated yet another time that they are not capable of showing you that like loving energy. They come through as shallow. They come through as somebody who doesn't really have that depth in order to understand what true love should mean. So when you have an opportunity to experience unconditional love with a person that is not stuck emotionally, you're like, sure, sign me up. That twin flame over there, they don't know what they're doing. So, you know, I guess they missed their chance. This is the Overthinker's Oracle. And then after this, well, we might be able to get one more in. We're close to the personal questions, is what I want to say. Hello, Divinity. How are you doing? GMW. What does that make me think of? Oh, we got the double energy already. So this twin flame energy. This is someone who they like to leave things to the last moment. So they might be a procrastinator, but this is also somebody who will, you know, get up with a moment's notice and do something kind of crazy just to prove you wrong. To be fair, I've done something like that, you know. Sometimes it's just too delicious to prove someone wrong. Like, oh, you would never run a 5K. I'll do it. I'll hate every second of it, but I'm gonna do it. Like the housewives chick with the cat meme. I feel unworthy of your love. Actually, guys, she spelled it wrong. So it's unworthy. Yeah. The thing is, this twin flame from your past, or this person who has not been able to be emotionally available or mature with you, this is somebody who has like parlor tricks. Like they know how to make you feel special. They know how to make you feel seen. But it's like a flash in a moment, and it's not sustainable because it's not real love, or they don't know how unconditional love like weaves itself through the very fabric of your life. For them, it's just like a look, I did something, it shows you that I love you. Now, like, do I get stuff? Like, what happens? Soulmate. Divine whistleblower. I feel like God is punishing me. Look, this person had a chance, okay? They did have a chance. But I'm going to tell you right now that they were paired up with you because you are the type of person that'll be like, I don't like any of this. It's all wrong. Go back, start over from the beginning, and do it right. You called this person out for doing something that was immature. You called this person out for not wanting to communicate with you in an honest way, or even just resorting to ghosting, you know? This person loves and hates the fact that you can call them out. Most people don't. Most people just put up with this person's BS, and they love it and they hate it at the same time. You will just call them out, and bless you for that. You were put in this person's life to put them into shape or get them inspired to realize they need to do something differently, right? Hello, Suvik. How you doing? Sadarupa's feelings. I got you. And the I feel like God is punishing me card, this is because you, my friend, are karma. At least you are for this person. They were basically told by the universe in, you know, word-like ways. This is your soulmate. This is your twin flame. This is somebody who wants to be there for you and loves you for who you are. The catch is that they will only be around to love you in person if you are actively working on yourself, or you are, you know, working with them on the connection. If you throw your hands up in the air and you're like, I just don't care, I don't know, then you lose them. That's just like how it goes. So they feel like God is punishing them. Probably not too far off. This is negative karma for not knowing how to connect with you in a respectful or meaningful way. It's true. Hello, Jessica. How are you doing? So we have complicated. They're a Rubik's Cube. And I'm just going to say, I feel like you understand this person better than anybody else. And even though it may not always feel like an accomplishment or achievement, it is, because your twin flame is somebody who keeps everybody at a distance. They don't want anybody to actually know what's going on in that brain of theirs. But you have a very effective magnifying glass, or like, I don't know, like a laser pen. Your intuition, you locked onto them. And I think you figured out a lot about this person without it being told to you. I think you observed it. I think you intuitively knew it. I think you recognized something in this person, and you creeped them out. They were like, what? You're supposed to see the facade that I have. You're supposed to, you know, listen to the voice that I've created, or the persona that I've created. How dare you look in and like see my soul like that? You made them nervous. So they pushed you away. And then when you went away, they were like, wait, please don't go. Where'd you go? You're the only one who understands me. It's scary and it makes me run away, but like, come back. I'm desperate for another chance. Even though I'm the one who ran away, even though I'm the one who ghosted or like pushed you away, please, won't you come back? I feel like you're at a no because you've chosen someone else. You've chosen this new person. Your twin flame views you as an earth angel. Someone who, that doesn't mean you're perfect, right? You inspire others to work on themselves. Even if you are a little bit like that John Travolta movie, I think it was called Michael, where you're kind of like, you know, rough around the edges, or maybe you need a shower. But gosh darn it if you aren't just like super inspirational and adorable anyways. This is somebody who didn't expect you to be as amazing as you are, but you surprised them. Now they want to be close to you, but they pushed you away. You're being encouraged to forgive this person and let them go. This could be your person's twin flame if it's not your twin flame, but someone needs to cut this off and focus on the new relationship. Oh, for sure. Most people don't want that. Hello, how's it going, Krull? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Nathaniel. So we have jealousy and envy. This twin flame person, the one who feels like they're being punished, they feel a lot of jealousy because their twin flame has found love with someone else because they're not being chosen. So yeah, they're a little bit upset about that. My last thing before we move to personal questions is twin flame. That concept gets thrown around a lot, and I think there are a lot of people out there that try to capitalize off of that phrase and make you feel like the only thing that you can have and love that is real is that twin flame person. And I encourage you to question and challenge, if not just like outright doubt, anybody who tries to tell you that there's only one person in this world that can make you happy. I don't care if it's a religious cult or a romantic love interest. If they're trying to tell you they're the only way that you can be happy in life, they probably lying to you. Just saying. Just saying. I could be happy with a block of cheese, so get out of here. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? Yes. Once I can clone myself, then everything's fine, you guys. All right, so we've got James up first, and then we've got Skemmy, and then we've got Suvik. All right, so for James, we've got, will my obligation to my situation be taken care of? No. We have Knight of Swords in the reverse, the World, and the Three of Crystals or Three of Swords. I see betrayal or someone like failing to consider the needs of another person. Is this like the end of like a contract or a partnership? Yeah, there's someone here who's walking away from a friendship or a partnership or maybe even like an actual contract. Wheel of Fortune and the Devil in the reverse. Is this saying things will be better than what James was expecting? They will be different than what you expected as far as like the outcome. It'll seem a little bit out of place. Okay, so does James need to do something though? Yes, you do need to take action. Ace of Swords and the Three of Wands. Six of Petals in the reverse. So this is like saying in order to make things like get back on track or go the direction that you want, there's something you need to stop doing. It's like you need to reallocate your time. I'm trying to think of a good example. If you like to go for a walk every day in the morning when it's nice and crisp outside, but you've got a 9 a.m. flight to New York, you probably have to sacrifice that walk, even though it's a pattern or a routine that you have that you enjoy. You might have to switch up your schedule because of that flight, right? This is saying you have to switch something up, dedicate time elsewhere, because something doesn't have enough of your time right now. So if you take that action, you can change the outcome. Hello, Hope. How are you doing today? Oh, thank you, Carla. And you're so welcome, Rachel. Hello, Alberto. How are you doing today? All right, this is the Marseille Cat Tarot. Hello, Brad. How are you doing? So for Skemmy, we've got, am I going to find a connection, the connection you're looking for in the upcoming months? Maybe not in the next couple of months, but on that border. So like 3 months, 4 months. Why does it always seem to be when you're traveling? We have the Fool and the King of Pentacles. I feel like you have like a unexpected paycheck or more cash than you anticipated having, and you're like, let's go do something fun. Four of Wands in the reverse, Four of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this is 4 months. And I feel like you are traveling, or you are, you know, out of your comfort zone, and maybe even celebrating or partying. Maybe this is like someone's wedding. Ace of Swords in the reverse, and then Ten of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I feel like you're traveling and then you say something, and I'm going to tell you right now, Skimmy, I feel like you say something that's a little bit like putting your foot in your mouth. People are like, did he just say that? But it starts a conversation that's important for you to connect to somebody. So, you know, put your foot in your mouth. It's great. Hello, Sean. How are you doing? And then is there anything that Skimmy needs to know with regards to the skeleton lady with the flowers? Two of Wands in the reverse. Five of Wands. And the Five of Cups in the reverse. Four of Cups and the Five of Swords in the reverse. Really? Okay, I don't know if you believe this, and that's okay if you don't. This is suggesting that one of the reasons you like that is because there is something about that figurine that reminds you of someone who rejected you in a past life. Six of Cups in the reverse, Queen of Wands in the reverse. You got your heart broke by someone who like dressed like that? I mean, it's not like you could go off like the hair. That's interesting. So that might be a little interesting for you to dig into further, but the Queen of Wands in the reverse is who you're thinking of when you look at that. Did I say hello to everyone? Yeah, I think I did. All right, let's see. Let's see what we've got for Suvik. And we want to know, what are Satarupa's feelings for Suvik, please? Queen of Wands, physical attraction. The World, daydreaming about a future. King of Cups in the reverse. Ten of Cups in the reverse. The Fool in the reverse. This is like daydreaming about romance and feeling very physically attracted to somebody that you know that you can't be with. So why do they feel like this is not going to happen? Knight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. This feels to me like there's someone else that family or friends are encouraging this Satyrupa or King of Cups in the reverse to be connected to. So it's like there's expectations from friends or family that there be someone else in Satyrupa's life. Yeah, Page of Swords and the Lovers. Like, I don't know that I necessarily have a choice in the matter. So does Satyrupa have romantic feelings? Yes. But feels like I have to lie about them. I have to walk away from them because there are people who would disagree with or be upset with me for having that desire or wanting to be with you. All right. All right. I'm looking for a freebie to do for someone. Yeah, I have my suspicions. Hello, Sean. Or wait, did I already say hi? I might have said hello to you already, but you'll be all right with a second hello, right? All right, let's see what we get for Divinity. What message does Divinity need to hear, please? Eight of Swords in the reverse, King of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Your intuition is seeing things very clearly regarding a King of Pentacles, even though there are probably people who disagree with you or who feel like you are being unreasonable. The Ace of Cups in the reverse, it's like someone's trying to say you're just being salty. Six of Cups, I don't think you are. I think you're right. Six of Cups, Queen of Swords in the reverse. This person's a liar. And you see it. Other people are not willing to see it. Maybe it's like, you know, someone's dating this King of Pentacles and you can tell that they're not trustworthy, but the person who's dating them can't tell. You're right. You can see it. Two of Wands. So then the question is, well, what do I do about it? No one's going to listen to me, right? Wait for the right moment. But you see somebody's true character when other people don't, or one person in particular doesn't want to see the truth of this person's character. Things get more serious in this relationship, and that's when you're like, okay, we need to have a chat because that person's a liar. I know you think it's everything you've ever wanted in a partner, but the truth is that it's not. So you have a little bit of a difficult time ahead of you holding on to this information or not being judgy for a bit. And then there's going to be a moment where you're like, okay, the dam has broke. Now I'm going to tell you everything that I think about this person. Yes, I agree with that, Hope. Rachel's asking, am I close to having a team to change mental health care for the better? Still a little bit of work to do or time required. But with the Two of Swords and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, this is like clearing out what isn't going to work for that is just as important as picking the people who should be a part of that. So it's kind of like making it seem like you're doing a remodel on a house and it's not called destruction, but that's kind of what it is. Demolition. When you're like taking out the old bathroom or, you know, taking out the old tile floor, that's just as important, and you can't really do anything else as putting in the new tile floor, right? So you've gotten a lot done. Give yourself credit for that, but there is yet yeah, a decent amount of work left to do. It's like Rome wasn't built in a night. Tower in the reverse. Three of Wands and the Moon in the reverse. You're taking your time and being selective in terms of the process and the approach that you take. And that is the right way to do it. You have the Queen of Cups in the reverse, and I feel like this is something that you were able to block. Either you didn't let somebody stay in your inner circle, or you have let go of this person's way of thinking that may have influenced or negatively impacted your mindset. Oh, that's kind of you, Aaron, and I agree. Yes, exactly. Are the teammates close for Rachel? Yes. Page of Wands in the reverse. There might be one that initially you're kind of like, what? No. But they end up being great. You initially might feel like this is someone who's not enlightened. But they're just maybe a little bit goofy, and that's okay, because goofy just means that you'll have an excuse to laugh more often, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for likes. Thank you for subscribes. Thank you for hyping. Thank you for checking out my candles on Etsy, and I will see you on the next reading. Toodles.